listening to Radio Omega FM. Broadcasting live. Welcome, Radio Omega FM. Radio Omega.
This station
Omega Radio.
rules the nation with version.
Omega Radio. Omega
This
Radio.
station
Omega Radio.
rules the nation with version.
From this moment.
Hey, radio listeners, this is Michelle Hyatt,
And this is Karim Hyatt.
host of Marriage in a Minute. Tune in every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. right here on Omega Radio Broadcasting Network for encouraging words on marriage.
And listen, guys, check out our new website, www.marriagevantagepoint.com. And remember, you are the MVP in your marriage.
From this moment.
I could sing, I would be belting this song out, and if I do it now, you guys would never listen to Omega again, and I cannot afford that. We need you guys. We need you.
Sing the first.
But tell me, everyone, that you guys just didn't want to get up and start dancing and singing. So, but anyway,
That's a great song.
welcome back. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. It is Saturday, and of course, you've got us for 15 minutes, Karim and Michelle Hyatt. Marriage in a Minute, and of course, I don't know where you are right now, but I'm in South Florida, and it is wet outside. So we just ran up in the studio before the rain came down. So I don't like when it rains, but whatever. There is a season, there's a time and a season for everything, and today's going to be a rainy day. But anyway, we were able to get out this morning, and we did a few good things this morning. As usual, we were up running, playing basketball, doing a few things, and we're energized, sort of.
She's energized.
I am not. I am vividly exhausted, but we are here, and my husband came up with these. I am totally throwing him under the bus because
What she's trying to say is that it's not.
I had nothing to do with this, y'all.
Yeah, so.
I'm kidding. But anyway, I think it's great. But of course, I helped out a little bit, but he wrote most of this. So I'm going to turn it over to him so he can get started. Turned
Good
over.
afternoon, radio listeners out there in Jamaica. I say Jamaica because that's where we're from. And have some
I'm not from
ties.
Jamaica. I've been to Jamaica, but I'm not from Jamaica. But anyway, go ahead.
Michelle is a Jamaican.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
Just saying hail up to those guys in Jamaica that I met at that encounter. And all these other Jamaicans listening in today and all over the world.
All over, wherever you are. Hello.
Hello. It's really a great
Privilege.
to be able to, Omega Radio, to be able to reach such a vast majority of people all over the world. So we're grateful to be a part of it. And Marriage in a Minute is grateful to be able to do this every Saturday. So we thank you guys for listening in to Omega Radio, to Marriage in a Minute with Michelle and myself. And we thank God for this opportunity. We thank Bishop and his wife, Pastor Elizabeth, for...
No, it's Pastor Liz. But anyway.
So, yes. But this topic that we're talking about today...
That he wrote.
that
But I'm supporting.
that we wrote.
We wrote.
That I wrote and the supportive helper,
Haha.
suitable helper, helped with.
Let me tell you what it is. 4 places to get bad marriage advice.
And if you
Woohoo.
think about that topic, we're not promoting you going to get that bad marriage advice. It sounds that way, like we said, 4 places to go and get bad. We're not telling you to go there.
It's like 4 places to go get the best deal, but really 4 places to go get the worst deal in the whole wide world. So 4 places to get bad marriage advice. And we've done it. And I know you guys have done it. And we want to say don't do it anymore because it leads nowhere, no place good. And I think the first person is people who don't share your values. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but before we go into that, there's a verse.
Okay, sorry.
That leads into this.
What does it say?
And it says, do not take counsel from the ungodly. And the ungodly can be anyone who is not living a godly life. It could be even a Christian brother or a sister who is not following God's word and will give you ungodly advice. So,
and not only that, but if you look in Proverbs, there are so many verses that talks about the wise and taking wise advice and hearing wise things. And I think sometimes we tend to go to the Bible later after we've been burned, hurt, or given misinformation. And then sometime later we might find it in the Bible and it's completely, you see it because it leads to all truth. That's what the Bible does. But then it's so late in the game that you've probably made so many mistakes. So we're just trying to hit you guys off. If you're young and I don't care how long you've been married. One place, like we said, do not take marriage advice from people. You don't share their values. The last thing you would want to do is take advice from, you might find out that they're swingers or, and I'm just throwing that out there, but you might find out that that's how different it is, that people might just not share your values, but you're taking marriage advice. But if you find out that they're married to someone like you, like another woman or a man, another man, would you, and I'm not calling it a marriage, but is that where you want to take advice from? Not.
If you think about what marriage is, it's a covenant relationship between man and woman, between you and your wife and husband. So if you're going to go to somebody who does not look at it as a covenant relationship, they're not going to give you good advice on marriage. Put it that way.
Because they're already out of the arena. They do not believe what you believe.
Exactly. Another one that is so, it's kind of like you have to think properly about this one. Your parents. Because.
Yeah.
It's
not to say that they give bad marriage
it's not
advice.
Bad, but it's very tricky because, for example, if I'm having a problem in my marriage and I go to my mom or, my family and say, hey, Michelle is so-and-so, Michelle is this, and she's the one who is causing this, and then what's going to happen? You need a neutral person. You don't need somebody who is my mom. It's gonna be hard for her. Not that she can't give you good advice, but at the same time, in the back of your mind, it's gonna be like, this is my son, and then.
No, this is really how it's gonna go, y'all. He's doing it the Pentecostal godly way. But some mamas are going to be like, I know he ain't did that to my baby. I know she didn't do that to my baby. Get her on the phone. I'm going over there right now. So to avoid all that, because that's what's going to come out. I know she didn't do that to my baby. I know she didn't do that.
It's going to take sides.
It's going to take sides.
It's
and then you're going to put
unlikely.
your wife or your husband in a completely different light in front of your parents about I wouldn't want to do that with my mom or my dad about O'Neill. And then what happens if we get over our little tiff?
Right.
They haven't gotten over it yet.
Yeah.
And it's going to take them a while. And he might do something that's not the end of the world to me, but to them, it's the end of the world. It's horrible, right? So try not to, because then this person, your spouse, they've got to go back to family dinners. They've got to go back to, doing favors or asking for favors from your parents, and they might not want to do it, not realizing you can't be on his side or my side, but it's on the side of the marriage. And sometimes we forget that, and we end up exposing our spouse to to attacks in a little bit of
Exactly.
way, but it's not attack on your spouse. It eventually becomes an attack on your marriage.
Yeah, so with this one, it's kind of like
It's
delicate.
tricky.
So we're just saying, take precaution.
Yeah.
Know who your parent is, if
Yeah.
they will deal with it in a godly way or an ungodly way. But there are others out there who definitely, that verse from the ungodly, there's a phrase that says misery loves company, right?
Yeah.
So you have some people who are sour on marriage, meaning they have their own marriage problems, and they're not going to be able to give you good advice because they have bitterness, or they have feelings of marriage.
They've been hurt.
They've been hurt. So if you know that, you don't want to go to those people to speak to them about your own marriage, because guess what's going to happen? They're not going to challenge you. They're going to validate wrong.
Right.
That's
I
what they're gonna
like that. Woohoo.
Let me say it again. They're not going to challenge you into saying, hey, did you do so and so, or did you try it? Give you something to stand on in the fixing the problem. They're going to be like validating what you said if it's something negative. That's what they're going to do, because they're going through the same thing. All right. And we're telling you these things because we want your marriage to be strong and to grow. So you want next week. I think we're going to go into places that you could get good marriage advice.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So another one is the unbelieving friend. And
Let's attach the unbelieving single
friend. Yeah. Single friend.
Yeah.
I mean, the unbelieving friend also, but especially a single one who is not a believer in Christ.
And not even married.
Yeah. So,
Like, why would we want to throw our pearls to the swine? Why would we choose to bring your covenant relationship between your husband and yourself, or your wife and yourself, to someone who's, number one, not saved, and number two, they're not even married? All they're going to do is give you logical advice.
Yeah, you want solid marital advice. You don't want just, anything that's going to not help. All right, and then the last one, because we're at the end of our program shortly, but the last one is the local gossiping person. I call it that, the local gossip. Michelle said I wrote that today's topics, but
That's all right. I could work with it, y'all.
So never share your marriage issues with someone who will broadcast them all over, like a local radio station.
and the reason why you know that they're going to do this, it's because of what they're coming to you and telling you about other people.
Right.
They are going to do the same
thing.
exact
Yeah.
thing
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
Don't be fooled. If you've got a gossiping friend on your hand and they're telling you everything, it might sound juicy about that person, but you might be the juice one day.
As a matter of fact, those two words can't go together anyway. Gossiping friend.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a friend if they gossip.
Yeah.
So, So basically, it's the those who are sour on marriage, people who don't share your values, the local gossiper, and the unbelieving friend, and your parents. You have to be,
Just
wise
careful. Yeah,
and
use
careful.
wisdom. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Yeah. And there are so many more. And as we lay these 4 out to you, or 5, I want you just to think about it over the next couple of hours, couple of days. What do I think? And just pray and ask the Lord, help me to bring people or situations to mind whom I might be exposing my spouse to and not realizing it.
Yeah.
And so that you can change that.
Yeah. Well, God created marriage to be great, to be beautiful, to be joyful, peaceful, harmonious. So that's the reason why we are coming to you every week to, share these things so that your marriage can be that way. So I hope you're encouraged by today's program and all the other programs. Listening in next week again to Marriage in a Minute on Omega Radio Broadcasting Network. Thank you guys for listening in.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Afternoon. Remember, check our website, www.marriagevantagepoint.com. God bless you.
From this moment.
Hey, radio listeners, this is Michelle Hyatt,
And this is Karim Hyatt.
host of Marriage in a Minute. Tune in every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. right here on Omega Radio Broadcasting Network for encouraging words on marriage.
And listen, guys, check out our new website, www.marriagevantagepoint.com. And remember, you are the MVP in your marriage.
From this moment.